Hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. Morning, coffee. Well, a bit of a slow pre-market so far. Kind of range-like, but we're starting to go a little bit higher. Well, quiet morning. Hope everyone's good today. Should be a solid one. We had kind of a weird day yesterday. It was a bullish trend day overall, but not very strong. It's very hard to trust the trend. Hey, Fury, good morning. Alright, well, let's mark out. We really don't have many levels today because we're kind of in the free and clear here above all that consolidation and whatnot. So this could be a big mover today, really. Hey Toad, good morning. What's up, AOD? Yeah, so we are above all of the consolidation. Really, the next level we could probably hit would be these highs up here, and that puts us way up there. Buying overshoots with micros. Nice, Toad. Hey, Squid, good morning. Yep, that's kind of what I'm looking at there, Fury. With this line is this possible resistance area in here. Maybe I'll put another line, kind of make it a zone. We'll name it swing high zone. There we go. Good morning, Bill. Hey, Cricket. Micro shoots. Fury, that's genius. Alright, let's pop over to the Nasdaq. Much more range-like over here. Not making the same upward progress that ES is. Alright, so I don't even think I think we're below the gap on the Nasdaq. Yeah, it looks like it. It's pretty much the top of that range there is the gap. So there's going to be no gap on the Nasdaq. Quite a little gap on S&P. 8 points. So S&P already a bit stronger. Let's see where we are on the daily chart of the Nasdaq. It's moved up a lot higher than S&P has, and we're basically in this resistance zone. All of this action is essentially where we're at. So yeah, things could get choppy in here, guys. We've had several days of just, you know, really bullish price action. Now that we're in this consolidation, this is especially on the Nasdaq, we could easily just chop around. So yeah, should be some interesting price action. Shyx selling NQ today. Alright, hey. Whatever floats your boat. Good morning, Jeff. So still 15 minutes out or so from the open. As I mentioned yesterday, not much news scheduled. Looks like there is some speak coming out of Canada at 10 a.m. I don't think that's going to be huge news. We have a bond auction tomorrow in the afternoon. And then Thursday, a little bit of news. Unemployment claims. And then on Friday, the unemployment rate. Well, actually, that's Canadian. The consumer sentiment will be the big one. So 2 news items on Thursday and Friday, and that's it. Otherwise, very, very much a news vacuum. We're past earnings. Nothing going on there. Good morning, Tom. 3 gaps in a row. Could be. Could be. Definitely looking like... Yeah, did we never even fill yesterday's gap or the day before? That's nuts. Yeah, and we can start marking those gaps if we get some movement downwards. So right now it does look like we have 2 legs up, so this could be where we correct a bit, and then the Nasdaq you know, is at the top of its range, so maybe 2 legs up, we can correct back down, come and fill the gap. Yeah, Tom, I would expect all those gaps to be filled eventually. That'd be a curious statistic if there's any unfilled gaps on the chart of the SP 500, like over time. I would almost venture to bet there are not. Price action steadily clawing higher here. Nasdaq still at the top of the range, while the S&P crawls higher. Putting a lot of wicks in on the top there, though. Hey, good morning, Gene. Wow, getting a pretty big push up here prior to the open. Got about a minute to the open here, guys. Market is open. Let's see if we get any sort of pullback here. Nasdaq is like right above its range. It does look like it has a slight break and new high of the channel. Still moving up on the Nas there. I think we might be forced to draw our channel a bit wider. And the ES2 looks like it might just have a new channel going here. All right, well, let's see if we can get a pullback here. I like this movement to the upside, guys. Again, on the daily chart, we have nothing but empty space above us. So this could get going. Okay, you're going to be watching this pretty close when it comes back to the EMA. Okay, let's see how the EMA does here, guys. I'm counting all of this as just the first pullback, even though there might be able to count an entry in there somewhere, but yeah, this is going to be, oops, sorry. This is all just one pullback. I want to see a first entry and a second entry like that. Watching it on the Nasdaq too. Okay, there's the first entry. Yeah, totally, EOD. It makes a difference. You can get faked out otherwise. Morning, Daryl. Gene, there is news at 10 p.m. Sorry, 10 a.m. out of Canada. I don't personally think it'll move the market very much, no. Maybe see a slight increase in volatility, but yeah, I don't think we're going to see much. Yeah, I could see that as well, Tom. Okay, let's see that high or low now. But you're already long. Okay, well, if we get that high or low here, it is going to be game on, but that's a pretty strong bar. I'm looking for it on the Nasdaq too. Yeah, nope. That's a big bar. And that's why we waited. Has a better chance of forming here on the Nasdaq. Let's see if this can turn around. Looks like the NAS wants to drop, but we'll see. See how this bar closes. Nope. Bearish close on that. Need to push above the EMA and a higher low now. But I don't think that's going to happen. This kind of seems like we're going to reverse. Keep in mind that we have many unfilled gaps below. We have a little consolidation here on the Nasdaq. A breakout retest of this might be good. We can bust out here, retest the top, get a nice bullish bar. I'd like that. Watching that closely, I think it has a better chance on the Nasdaq than it does on the S&P. Come on, Nasdaq, come down just a little bit for us. This would be perfect right here. Just a little move down and one bullish bar. Yes, moving down pretty significantly. So this would have to look really nice here. S&P turning into a nice higher low. It's really high up though. I'd like to see it more on the EMA. But yeah, it does look like it might head for a new high. Would want a little bit more risk to reward if I was going to go for that. We'll take a second, guys. Like the stream if you do, in fact, like the stream. That'd be helpful to me. It's time for a little vitamin and hydrations. Whew, there we go, much better. Nothing like a little H2O to start the day. There's a pretty strong couple of candles here. By the way, I'm sure some of you noticed my chart changed colors a little bit. Hope you guys like the new look. There are a ton of studies out there on like the emotional effect we have to colors. I've been wanting to do this for a long time because, yeah, when you see, even subconsciously, when you see the color red, it almost triggers like a fight or flight response, and you know, green is go and that, and so changing the colors a little bit, I notice a difference. I'm not as emotionally invested as I normally am. Jeff asking, can you explain what bar you like at the EMA on pullbacks in a perfect situation? Yeah, of course. So really the perfect bar to me, you know, any green bar of course is good if you're looking for a long trade, but especially a hammer I think is the most powerful bar, because what it essentially is a reversal. So like right here, at one point this looked like a pretty good bearish bar and then it reversed. So in one bar you're getting like some trapped traders in one direction. So yeah, to me a bullish hammer is the best bar to trade on a long, because it indicates that shorts are trapped, and so you'll get some quick momentum the other way. Shayak prefers red and green. Yeah, I kind of like, you know, I mean, I like the aesthetic of red and green, but I actually like the aesthetic mostly of a black chart with red and green candles, but it's just not good. It doesn't work with my eyes. The black chart, I can't really discern patterns as well. It's hard to explain, but it doesn't compute well with me. And then, yeah, the emotional responses elicited from green and red candles, trying to find a solution to that. So you should try it sometime. You should try it sometime. Not necessarily these exact colors, but yeah, try to branch out from the red and green, see how it affects you. Yeah, MP, actually my Thinkorswim charts are all white too. And I know most people do a black chart, but it just does not work for me, which is a bummer because I really like the way it looks. But it's all about function. It's all about function. All right, so we had a little downtrend here that has a break and a new low. We're still waiting on this uptrend to perhaps get a new high. So if we get a failed second entry short here, I'm going to be on that. Tom, you always think of these colors as a Forex trader colors. Yeah, I could see that. I've seen some Forex traders use similar color patterns here. Alright guys, we're going to be going for some pips here, trading the Forex markets. Okay, we got our first entry to the short side. See if we can get one more. We have that pullback right there. We just need one more. And then again, like I was mentioning, that beautiful bearish hammer. I mean, bullish hammer. You thought your channel changed and when you heard my voice. Perfect. Mission accomplished. Just need some 1 to 17 RR trades. Risk to reward is vitally important. I like to go for 1 risk to 3,000 reward. Can hit that all the time. 90% win rate. Alright, here we go. See if we can get that failed second entry short. Need to tick below. Come on now. We're right at the EMA too. Pushing below the EMA. This, yeah, it doesn't look like it's gonna work here, guys. That's why we wait. Alright, Jeff asking another question here. What you were meaning was, do I have a preference on where the bar opens and closes in proximity to the EMA? Yes, that makes sense. I don't really care where the bar opens, but I do need a strong close above the EMA. I mean, well, you know what? I take that back. A bar like this that closes way below the EMA, if this closed above, that'd be a little too big for me. I do like to see it kind of the action right around the EMA. Like this bar would be a perfect example. It did close below, but not terribly below, right? It's kind of right around here, so within, you know, a point or two of the EMA open, I guess, but always closing above if you're going long and always closing below if you're going short. Gene, I use the 21 period EMA. Which is the holy grail EMA. You cannot be profitable without it. No, I'm just kidding. No, there's no magic number of EMA. I just think it's one, it's commonly used, and then two, it's a good kind of medium medium term period, if that makes sense. Like if you're using the 3 EMA, price is going to be up and down, over and above it all the time. And then if you're using like the 200 period EMA, right, it's going to take a long time for it to catch up with price. So using something kind of in the middle, I think, is a good balance that helps you, you know, confirm your short-term trends, but then also see larger patterns as well. All right. AOD, I do not, but I'm gonna start making some content along those lines. Yeah, because that's a really good question. That's a really good question. Most of the time, I'll say that my stop goes below the bar that I enter on, right? So if I were to enter, and this isn't a trade I would take, but if I were to enter along on this bar right here, my stop would just go one tick below. And then target at least, bare minimum, 1-to-1 most of the time. But it is nuanced and there are exceptions, etc. So yeah, maybe I'll make some content on that. I think that'd be helpful. Yeah, if you're trading the two-legged pullbacks or the second entries, there is very set clear stops and targets, and that would be the stop goes directly below the signal bar, and Mac always does 1 point straight up and down. A lot of other people do, and what I've done a lot is base the target on the ATR. So I have the ATR right here. Right now it's at 1.8. I would probably go for 1.5 points. If it was a higher ATR, I'd probably go for 2 points. That's, I think, a good way to do that if you're scalping the second entries. Either go for a standard set of points, like either between 1 and 2, or kind of vary it a little bit depending on the ATR. But with that particular strategy, the stop always goes 1 tick below the signal bar. So like in this example, let's use a decent trade example would be this higher low that occurred after the second entry long. So you had a pull back first entry, pull back second entry, right? We weren't going to take that because this trend was still in play. Then you came up and had a higher low, pretty decent setup. So your stop for sure would go one tick below that bar, and then go for, like, you know, again, I'd probably target 1.5 points. So let's see if that would have made it. Maybe. maybe if you got a really good fill and got lucky on the exit. But if you're going for the standard 1 points like Mac does, that would have been a winner. So that is the kind of testing that you need to do on your own to figure out what would be most profitable for you. Obviously, if you're going for smaller targets, you'll have a higher win rate, but your losses are going to be outsized, so you will need to maintain a very high win rate for it to be a profitable system. And vice versa, if you're going for larger targets, you will have a lower win rate, but when you get losses, it won't set you back as much. So that's something that's, I think, pretty individual. You just need to make sure you do your research, do your back testing, see what's going to be the best for you, for your win rate, etc. Jeff says Pat's 1-to-1 made me lose all my hair. Just kidding, it was already gone. Hey, shots fired. Shots fired. The struggle is real on that one. Bald brothers. Jeff, yeah, you don't want to have a bald guy meetup. That could go south really quick. You're not gonna meet the kind of people you think you're gonna meet. AOD says, I've recently gone 1-to-1. The 0.5-to-1 was great to feel like you're winning, but a couple of bad days and it's gone. Yeah, I found the same with me. It's hard mentally to like get used to winning all the time, and then you have one loss sets you back, and you're like, okay, now I have to have 3 winning trades in a row to get back to where I was. It's a lot of mental pressure versus having at least like 1-to-1. It's like, oh yeah, I just get one more trade, I'm back to it. So you'll just have to know what's best for you mentally, what you can handle, what you prefer. Well, the market looked like it might be going somewhere, and then we've just kind of been drifting lower. I think it is a little too early to do a wide trend to the downside, but you can clearly see that we have lower highs and lower lows, so there is definitely some sort of trend to the downside. Okay, getting a little bit of a move up here. All right, there we go. There's some movement. Let's see, first of all, if we can break this high. That'd be a change of structure there. And then we can look for a pullback and continuation. Fingers crossed. John asking, do I ever swing trade stock still? Yeah, I do. I do. Good question, John. Do I combine this method with relative strength and relative weakness? A little bit. There's definitely some crossover. I mean, reading price action is reading price action, right? So I'll wait for pullbacks and stuff before I enter on a stock that I want. Not looking for exact, because it's not scalping, right? So I don't need to find an exact combination of bars. But yeah, like if there's a stock I want, I'm not just gonna buy it when it's like overshot a channel or something like that. Nasdaq has got pretty much the exact same pattern going on. Nice little move up. Definitely above that previous swing high. So I think we can be pretty confident that we might reach towards a new test of the high. Looks like we might be getting a pullback, so I'm getting ready here. We did have a little break of the channel and already a small new high. big move down. EMA is not holding. Nasdaq had just ripped right through the EMA. Finding a little bit of support on the EMA here on ES. I'd be interested in a second entry long if it looks nice. EMA not holding again, and we kind of have somewhat of a range forming here. Price is settling in, which is not what we were hoping for, but it is what it is. We got to trade the market that we get, not the one that we want. This channel on one hand looks good for a long, but the Nasdaq is like way below its EMA, looking like it wants to continue down maybe even have a wider channel. And then if you do look closely on the S&P channel, there is, like I mentioned earlier, a small break and a new high. And now, of course, putting in a little barcode. Everyone loves a good barcode pattern, right? Really not a great place to be thinking about a trade, guys. We're in the very middle of this range. Overall, I would agree with Tom. I think we might be setting up for more movement upwards. Big picture, exactly. You know, if you zoom out, we can clearly see, okay, we've been going up for a while, right? This is most likely to continue. But short term, this is choppy. Short term, this is directionless. We're oscillating between this level, and right now we're in the smack center. And Jonathan is welcoming us. So I want to also welcome everyone to the donate zone. If you like to give money to market makers, make your sacrifices, here's the place. Long or short, doesn't matter. Hopefully we can get out of the middle of this range, get some movement. I do like the upside more. So waiting to see that. The Nasdaq kind of forming a little base right here. It was looking decently bearish, but maybe finding some support. Tom says I should color the donate zones red. I like that. I like that. AOD is a professional institutional market liquidity provider. I like that. You can easily say that to someone at a party and they'll be impressed. Oh, I'm actually a liquidity provider for institutional markets. Wow. Yeah, I know. It's a hard job, but someone's got to do it. Get your business cards ready. There we go, guys. Now it's official. The donate zone. Boom. Stay out. Just in case it wasn't clear before, that's what we got going on. The Nasdaq is right on support there. A little bit too weak for me to buy though. And choppy. And this is what you get, guys, in a news vacuum. Past earnings. Market's kind of hung over. Okay, this is a promising candle. Although this is the kind of candle that'll draw people in. Oh yeah, it's going up finally. I'm gonna get long right here. Same on the S&P. It's got a nice bullish candle. Let's see where it goes though. And there, if you went long on that big candle, you're already sweating a little bit. On the ES, you're sweating even more. Yeah, I hear you, Fury. This is a day where you're like, you know, is there anything I can do at my regular job? Anything at all? One thing you can do, now this would be more if you're just trying to like pass some evals or something, when you do get into these places where it's really choppy, the likelihood that you're going to get some retracement is very high. So you can just, you know, set your profit for like a point or so, even less than that, a couple ticks. Set a pretty wide stop loss and is bound to get hit at some point. Again, that's, you know, not financial advice, obviously. That'd be something that I'd only do, you know, if I was trying to like scalp some evals or something. Like, you know, maybe go short right here. Just look for a couple ticks down. Or long, either way. I mean, that's the beauty of it when it gets really choppy. The direction's not really important. You're just betting on the choppiness continuing. So yeah, one possible eval strategy, which still, as a reminder, all through May, 80% off. Can pass in one day if you want. You don't have to, but it is a possibility. You can get a funded account in one day. So super cheap, super good deal. And when Apex has good deals, sometimes it's like you get used to how good the deal is, you know, and you forget it. You're just like, oh yeah, it's 80% off, whatever. But think about that. That is $30 or so for like a 50K account. $30 for the possibility of in like a week or two making 2,000. So like the risk to reward on that is just absolutely insane. You're not going to be able to get that anywhere. That's why like the whole funded account space is amazing, because it just has just some nuts upside. And you don't even have to be really consistent, to be honest. All you have to do is be able to get to that payout and take it, and then you just had some massive risk to reward. Anywho. Back in the donate zone. Look, that short would have worked right there for a point. Eval scalping strategy 101. Right here, scalping 101. Why not take a long? Go for a couple ticks. Not financial advice, of course. But you're at the dead center of this consolidation, right? So the likelihood that you're going to come up a few ticks at some point, very high. Even if you like come down, you know, if you think that you're just never going to see this level ever again today, not very likely. It's bound to happen. Little divergence going on. The Nasdaq looking a little stronger than the S&P, making a move up. Uptrend could already be played out if you draw the channel tight. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. The range continues. Tom says, times like these, I just want to buy a few micros with a 10-point stop and a 20-point take profit. Yeah, I'd reverse it, honestly. I would leave a big stop loss. Give it room to chop around. You know that it's most likely going to hit your target. Like in my imagined scalp trade I had here, that's my entry, right? I'm gonna put my stop like down here, target like right here, just super high percentage. The chances that you would hit this before hitting this are very, very high. And don't even have a stop loss, just manage your way out of it, right? So enter here. And then if it goes against you, like if it comes all the way down here, double down. And then now you only have to get to here. So just on these choppy days, there's a lot of ways to do that. I don't like trading that on live accounts or funded accounts. It's not really my style, but it works. And there is a lot of people that trade like that. The only way you lose on that is if you just get a massive trend that starts going in one direction and you're on the other side of it, but I don't think that's going to happen today. And boom, there's our winner. Entry was here. Target's around there. Bada bing, bada boom. Fury's waiting for all the shorts to get squeezed. Could happen. Could happen. Or this is just a consolidation day. Keep in mind, this is where we've been. 1, 2, 3 days in a row that were pretty big movers. Got above this consolidation, or this swing high rather, confirmed above it. The market is gonna need some time. So it would not be far-fetched for us just to have, like, you know, several choppy days around here. Something like this, you know, kind of form a range, and then maybe we get a break out of that. That would be very, very common to have something like this. Big move up, consolidate for a week and a half or so, and then start to have some more movement. So even though you're recognizing, oh yeah, this market is bullish for sure. Look at that. It's just been going up and up. Well, that doesn't mean it's going to continue right now. You know, keep that in the back of your head for larger term bias, but doesn't mean it's going to happen today. Yeah, AOD, that's the other thing. We don't really have any news for a while that's going to be too market moving, so. All right, yes, making a move up, possibly getting to a new high here. Nasdaq is already at the top of its channel. See if it can break through. I'm gonna mark the high of the day too. It might be an overshoot of that Nasdaq channel. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Stay hydrated, everyone. Good call. Good call, Fury. I'm gonna join on that. Follow your advice. We do have a bullish cross on the 10P, on the Qs and on SPY. Here it is on the Qs. There's our bullish cross. Right down here. So let's see if we can have some follow through above the high day. And the fact that we are not filling our gap is another bullish sign. Had some opportunities to come down, get that gap fill. You know, market was working its way down here. Nope, we bounced. Okay, we had another opportunity here. Nope, we're already bouncing. So if we have an unfilled gap and we start making some progress over this high, it's going to start to look pretty bullish. Okay, top of the range. Will we break through? Drum roll, everybody, drum roll. I don't know that we're gonna break through on the first try. I like it, Gene. There you go. Nasdaq very close to that high. There's that new high. Bada bing, bada boom, S&P, let's go, baby. Get that movement. All right, y'all. Well, as long as the top of the range can hold, pretty bullish outlook here on the market. So you do need to wait for that to become support. This could easily reverse back down. So wait for confirmation that this is holding, that, you know, maybe we have a couple tests here. And then continue higher. That's what you want, and at that point we can start looking for longs. This is already a good sign here. We dipped down there, we're testing that level, but you'll need to see a little bit more. You'll need to see a bear bar or two come down in here and try it out. So once that happens and we have some continued movement up, it's going to be a good environment for some longs. So I'm going to be ready for that. Gonna be trading with everyone in the Discord on that. And yeah, I'm gonna head over there now, and I'm liking how this is shaping up, guys. So we could have a really good rest of the afternoon. Hope to see a lot of you over in the Discord. If you're not part of that community, you're missing out. You're missing out. The link is below to join, and yeah, just try it out for a month if you're on the fence. No harm in that. All right, guys. Well, appreciate it. It's been real. Hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Take care.